this is Monica. Welcome back to my channel, Suds and Bees. Today we are going to be making soap for St. Patrick's Day. We will be making a Guinness soap with white foam on top and some nice shamrock embeds. For today's soap, I will be using this mold. This holds 2.2 pounds of soap base. For our beer section of the soap, I will be using detergent-free clear base Melt and Pour by Wholesale Supplies Plus. For the foam, I will be using detergent-free coconut milk base soap. And for the fragrance, I will be adding brown sugar and fig fragrance oils. So this one is said to be, the top notes are fig, peach, passion fruit, lemon zest. The middle notes are gardenia, jasmine, violet, lily, coconut, orchid, freesia. And the base notes are maple sugar, sandalwood, vanilla, musk, caramel, and fig leaves. When I smell this fragrance oil, it smells like a subtle sweet scent to me that is very clean. So that's why I decided to use it for this soap, because wasn't looking for a soap to smell like beer, but I wanted it to have like a nice, clean, unisex scent. Because we are going to be using these soaps as party favors. So we're going to be giving them away for a St. Patrick's Day party. So come on, let's go get started. Okay, so I have melted my clear base, which will be the part of the section of the beer of the soap. And here we have 70% of the loaf, which is 698 grams. And to this, we will be adding brown iron oxide. I'm only adding a little bit because I don't want it to be too dark where it looks like it's like chocolate. And to the oxide, I've dispersed it in rubbing alcohol. Oxides don't seem to work very well with alcohol for me, so I added a tiny bit of vegetable glycerin. That could just be me, because I see other people working with it with alcohol and they have no problems, but I just did what I had to do here. So to here, we're going to add the oxide. And I'm really hoping it's not too much brown, because again, I don't want it to look like chocolate. I want it to look like Guinness, which is a little bit lighter than chocolate brown. I'm not sure if I'm going to add red to it or not. We'll see. It was the first time I make it, y'all, so we're all learning here together. Maybe a little light, I'm not sure. Oh, this is good, because I want it to be a little translucent too. So to this, I'm going to be adding 3% fragrance oil. The maximum of this fragrance oil is 5%. It is a little subtle, which is why I decided to go with 3%. So 3% of the fragrance oil is going to be 21 grams. Which should be enough for the whole soap with this little bottle, but if not, I have a bigger bottle, because I really love this scent, so I bought a larger container. There we go, 21 grams, and I hate it when it goes down there. I really should use a pipette for this. but I'm just being lazy. Okay, so we mix that in very well. And now, because it is beer, I do want it to have bubbles. Dean Wilson just released a video on how to make sure that your soap has bubbles. He made a pink fizzy lemonade. I'll link to his video down in the description box below. If you haven't followed Dean, you really should. He's a great asset to the soap community. He releases a lot of videos on melt and pour, which I find that there's really not a lot of them out there. So I will be doing some cold process soaps, but I think for my channel, I mainly want to focus on melt and pour, just to contribute to the melt and pour community, because we have a gazillion people doing cold process. So in his video, he said just stir the soap rapidly. You don't want to mix it with a whisk. So I'm going to try and do that. Let's hope mine comes out like his. Again, I have not done this before. I have not created bubbles on purpose. Most of the time we're trying to get rid of the bubbles, but so vigorously. I'm not really seeing bubbles, y'all, so let's just hope this works. Also, he said to pour from very high, so that'll create bubbles. So I'm going to go ahead and do that too. I don't want to wait till this is two. So at 140, 138, 137. Between 136 and 138. You never know, depending on how you're stirring the soap. And I just want to smell this, make sure 3% is enough. So I see some bubbles. I can't stir it that vigorously because there's too much batter in here. This little tiny container that I decided to use. So we're going to do what Dean said and pour it from up high. Oh, look at that, it's working. Now I'm pouring it like, I think it's as high as probably like where my head is. Well, I'm hoping that you can see all those bubbles in the middle when the soap sets. I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but I don't want to move it right now. And we're not going to spray it with rubbing alcohol because that would get rid of all our bubbles. Okay, I don't want to move it too much, but let me see if I can set the camera. So there's bubbles on top, but I just don't know if you're going to be able to see them when we cut the soap. Anywho, I'm going to go wash the dishes. Get all this stuff done. I'll be back in about 30 minutes to put the foam on top. Okay? See you soon. Hi, welcome back. It's been about, I want to say like 30-40 minutes. So our beer batter section of the soap has developed a thick skin on the top, but it's still, if you can see, it's still moving. It's a little warm, but it is safe enough for us to move forward with the next step. So here I have melted coconut milk base. It's 299 grams. And to this I'm going to add, I keep a pre-made solution of titanium dioxide, which I dissolved in vegetable glycerin. So because this is melt and pour, we don't want to put too much vegetable glycerin or your soap will get kind of soft once it sets. So we're going to pour just a little bit. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to keep it a true white, because this is going to be the foam. So go ahead and incorporate it very well. And to this part of the soap, we're going to also be adding 3% of the brown sugar and fig type fragrance oil, which is going to be 9 grams. And we said 9 grams, which I am positive I will not have enough. But you know, I really love a fragrance when I buy the sample and then I decide to buy a bigger size. This is a nice light sweet taste, which is for both men and women. I don't feel that this is too feminine. So there we have it, 9 grams. Go ahead and stir it in. And we are 122, 123. And I may change the container so I can whisk better. I'm still not sure. This is a... Yeah, I'm going to change the container. The container that I'm pouring it into is not microwave safe, so that's why I couldn't melt it in there. I'm not sure if it's still too warm to whisk it, but we'll see. Okay, my arm started to hurt. So I'm gonna end up doing more dishes than what I previously thought. Okay, I'm gonna bring out the mixer. Okay, so I'm going to stop here because I don't want it to form into a big ball where it's going to be hard to pour. So I'm going to go back to my manual mixer, whisk, and as you can see, it's already starting to... So I think we're pretty much ready to pour because I don't want to wait till it gets too crazy. So spray some alcohol. And this time you don't have to scratch it like I usually do because it's still warm enough. I just hope it doesn't break. Ooh, the brown part. I apologize you can't see this, but I really need to focus here. Okay. This is kind of foamy. So I want to fix this little hot mess over here. So I just grab my heat gun. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this to set for about minimum of 6 hours. And then we will go ahead and cut them. And once we cut them, we're gonna add our little embeds. We can't have Guinness without a shamrock. Okay, so I'll be back soon. Hi everyone, I'm back. I had to cut the soap last night. I was really tired, so I didn't record it, but I had to cut it while it was still soft. But here you have the Guinness soap. So what I'm going to do is I've made these little embeds. They're little shamrocks. And I'm going to put them on my little Guinness soap like so. And these soaps are pretty small because they are party favors. So I wanted to make them small and cute. I've melted some of the green soap, so I'm going to use that as glue and use a brush to grab the soap. So let's get started. Scratch it a little bit. And put some soap on there, like so. Grab a little shamrock. Put some soap on there, like so. I'm just going to leave them laying down. Okay, there we have it. We have just completed our Guinness St. Patrick's Day soap. Thank you for watching.